Twice sparks concert frenzy in Kaohsiung. 4-day workweek proposal clears petition bar. Lies Sushi post sparks China backlash. Trump clarifies peace plan is not a final offer for Kyiv. New Zealand halts new puberty blockers for transgender youth. Meta to close Australian teen accounts ahead of social media ban. Death toll rises to 41 in central Vietnam flooding. Miss Mexico is crowned Miss Universe.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Monday, November 24th, World Conjoined Twins Day, and here are your top stories. In local news, Kaohsiung hosted a packed concert weekend, drawing 130,000 people on the first night and driving huge crowds to night markets, boosting tourism revenue to 420 million NT dollars. Twice, with Taiwanese member Ziyu attracted over 100,000 fans at the World Games Stadium, with Wu Bai also performing. MRT ridership hit a 2025 high of 350,000. Twice later announced an extra 2026 Taipei Dome show. Calls for a shorter work week are growing as global labor movements gain momentum. Taiwan recorded 2,030 working hours in 2024, surpassing Japan and South Korea. A recent proposal on the government's public policy platform calls for a 4-day work week to improve work-life balance, boost talent retention, and enhance well-being. The petition passed on October 7th, and the Labor Ministry must now respond. Tensions between China and Japan have spilled into regional politics after Beijing suspended imports of Japanese seafood. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te posted a photo of himself eating sushi to show support for Japan. China's foreign ministry blasted his move, insisting Taiwan is part of China. YouTuber Zhang Yao questioned the logic, asking why Lai can still eat Japanese seafood if Beijing's ban truly applies to Taiwan. And in global news, top US, Ukrainian, and European officials are meeting in Geneva, Switzerland on Sunday to discuss the next steps for ending the war in Ukraine, as Kyiv's allies move to assemble a cohesive response to the Trump administration's 28-point plan. Trump has given Kyiv until Thursday to accept the proposal, which has sparked condemnation for making major concessions to Russia. The plan puts pressure on Kyiv to see territory limit the size of its military and promise not to join NATO in exchange for an end to the war.
Zelensky said his team was in close contact with the Americans and that he hoped there will be a result. A group of Western and European leaders who met on the sidelines of the G20 in South Africa on Saturday welcomed the uptick in diplomatic efforts but expressed concern over the proposal, saying it was only an initial draft that will require additional work. Trump cast doubt on his own timeline ahead of the Geneva meeting, saying the plan was not his final offer. Planning for a separate meeting between a Russian delegation and the U.S. to discuss the proposal is also in the works and will happen quickly. Putin has previously said he believed the U.S. proposal could form the basis of a final peace settlement.
New Zealand said it was banning new prescriptions of puberty-blocking drugs for young transgender people, a move that critics warn could worsen their mental health. The step comes amid growing global debates about the number of adolescents seeking to change gender, dividing those concerned about hastiness in prescribing such medications and those worried about access to remedies they deem life-saving. Countries such as Britain have placed a temporary ban on the sale or supply of these drugs.
Health Minister Simeon Brown said doctors would no longer be able to prescribe gonadotropin-releasing hormone analogs for gender dysphoria or gender incongruence to those seeking treatment and not already on the drugs. The decision resulted from a health ministry finding of a lack of high-quality evidence that demonstrates the benefits or risks. The ban takes effect starting December 19th. The drugs will still be available in New Zealand for those with early-onset puberty, endometriosis, or prostate cancer, as well as for current users. The health ministry said 113 people were using puberty blockers in 2023, down from 140 in 2021.
Meta announced that it will close the Instagram and Facebook accounts of Australian users under age 16 early next month as the country's landmark social media ban begins to take effect. The California-based tech giant said it had begun notifying affected users to download their contacts and memories before their accounts are deleted from its platforms starting on December 4th, sparking concerns about potential privacy violations and shrinking spaces for young people.
The world-first law comes as lawmakers across the globe wrestle with the impacts of teens' internet access, with the EU also considering age restrictions on social media use. Australia has earned a reputation for confrontations with Silicon Valley giants, with a past showdown forcing tech companies to pay for news content used on social media. The country has also weighed rules punishing tech giants for spreading misinformation and has rejected calls for AI-friendly changes to copyright law. Meta said in a statement that it would begin using age assurance methods by December 10th, when Australia's new law comes into effect. Teenage users can have their access restored once they turn 16.
State media reported that the death toll from a new barrage of torrential rain, flooding, and landslides in central Vietnam since the weekend has risen to 41, with water levels rising further in already inundated towns and villages. Rainfall exceeded 60 inches in several parts of central Vietnam over the past 3 days. The region is home to a key coffee-producing belt, as well as some of the country's most popular beaches, but is highly prone to storms and floods.
A suspension bridge on the Da Nang River in Lam Dong Province was swept away on Thursday morning. A video clip showed the bridge being swallowed by the river in just a few seconds. More than 500,000 households and businesses faced blackouts after power grids were damaged by the floods. Traders said the floodwaters were hampering the coffee harvest in the region. The National Weather Forecast Agency warned of more flooding and landslides on Friday, with heavy rain said to continue in the region. Photographs shared in state media reports showed residents, including children, sitting on the roofs of flooded houses and calling for help on social media platforms.
She went from walking out after being publicly criticized by the pageant's co-owner to being crowned its 74th winner. Fatima Bosch Fernandez of Mexico was named Miss Universe, bringing to a close an exceptionally controversial pageant that first made headlines after a Thai official berated Bosch in front of several contestants for not participating in promotional activities. The competition was further plunged into disarray when 2 of its judges resigned, one of whom accused the organizers of rigging and threatened a lawsuit.
The Miss Universe pageant has been losing viewers partly due to concerns that some people believe it objectifies women and has become less relevant. The competition was started in 1952 by a Californian swimwear brand and was partly owned by President Donald Trump from 1996 until 2022. But this year's pageant became a symbol of a different kind. Miss Thailand Praveena Singh was crowned the first runner-up, followed by Miss Venezuela Stephanie Adriana Abbasali Nasser. The pageant is seldom without controversy, with sexual harassment and rigging complaints almost every year, and this year was no exception.
The answer for last Friday was B, retaliation. The country launched an attack in retaliation for the previous airstrike. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Trump clarifies peace plan not a final offer for Kyiv amid pushback. Number 1. Cohesive, 有凝聚力的，紧密结合的. The team became more cohesive after a month of training together. Number 2. Cede, 割让，让出. He eventually ceded control of the company to his son. Number 3. Concession, 让步，妥协，优惠. The two sides made several concessions to reach an agreement. Next, we have a multiple choice questions for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Conjoined Twins Day began in 2020. The initiative came from the international conjoined twins community, which includes families, caregivers, and advocates who want to spread understanding. The day raises awareness, celebrates the strength of conjoined twins, and encourages people to listen, learn and support instead of judge. It also highlights the challenges that conjoined twins and their families face. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.